Welcome to the Dogmystic Show. So on Saturday, I did my first interview, and I said I was going to go live or have a pre-recorded video every Thursday, Eastern Standard Time. So the only reason why I would have a pre-recorded video is because um, I want to interview people worldwide. So if I can't get them on because of the time difference, then we're going to interview them throughout the week and then post it on Thursday at 8 o'clock. So this is going to be a weekly podcast, and it's called The Dogmystic Show for the Love of Animals. So today I'm just going to go through my introduction and the reason why I want to do this. So, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I'm really excited. It's really funny because I've been to two different podcast conventions, and each time people have said, "What are you waiting for? This is the time. You have such a good idea." So, the Dogmystic Show is going to be not only all about dogs, but just all about animals. So first, I'm going to start out the Dogmystic Show with a dog training or problem solving dog tip. So like a tip for the day, and then I'm going to interview people. So the first interview, like the first set of interviews, are going to be people who have a Kangen water machine and they give their animals the Kangen water and what benefits that they have seen by giving their animals the Kangen water. So what benefits for when they drink it, but also other things that we can use it for. So I'm going to interview a whole bunch of people for using the Kangen water. And then once I'm done with that segment, then I'm going to switch to animal lovers that have a career with working with animals and getting some famous animal lovers on the Dogmystic Show, and just so they can explain how where their love for animals started and how they created their career with working with animals. So a little bit about myself. My name is CherieMarquez, and I have always had a love for animals ever since I was born. My grandfather had a pigeon coop in his backyard, and ever since I started walking, I was in the coop all the time and holding the birds and picking up the eggs and looking at the baby chicks in a light and seeing them move and everything. I've been lucky enough to have had the opportunity to have many dogs or many animals, not even dogs, because we didn't really have that many dogs, but many animals. So growing up, I had cats, dogs, hamsters, a whole bunch of hamsters. Let's see, hamsters, a guinea pig. Um, there's been there's been so many different animals that I've had throughout my life. Another thing that my mom allowed us to do is we were allowed to have let's say a 20-gallon tank on the porch. So anything that we caught outside, we were able to keep it in the tank for 24 hours, just to hold it and observe it and, do whatever, a snake, a lizard, or whatever it was. And so, I mean, pretty much I've been surrounded by animals, and animals are just attracted to me because in Puerto Rico, I used to go to Puerto Rico 2 to 3 times a year growing up. And in Puerto Rico, unfortunately, there's plenty of stray dogs all over the place. And they were just totally attracted to me. So the interesting thing is that just like Caesar Milan, I was, excuse me, I was running down the beach with a pack of dogs, all different sizes, and they all get along, and everything was great. So I've always been attracted and drawn to animals. And not only that, the animals allowed me to open up and express myself, because growing up, I was always the quiet one. And as you can tell, the one that thinks before I speak. And I was too slow for many of my family members and friends. So I would start talking, and then either I would get interrupted and say, "Come on, Shark, just spit it out," or just get totally interrupted, and people would start another conversation, and then I felt uncomfortable, and I didn't have the guts to say, "Stop interrupting me, and let me continue." So animals for me was my way of expressing myself and just allowing myself to be me, because animals just bring me so much joy. And that's the reason why I want to start this weekly podcast to share my stories, but also learn about the stories of everyone else. So my background, like I said, I've always been around animals. When I was really young, I wanted to be a veterinarian. And once I really started learning about becoming a veterinarian and all the schooling involved, and also emotionally, all the things that you have to deal with sickness or with death and stuff like that, I was too emotional. And um, I'm not book smart. I'm intelligent, but I wasn't dedicated to um, put the time and the effort of 9 years of schooling after high school to really start a veterinary school. So once I got into high school, then I wanted to be a marine biologist, and my mom didn't want me to leave for Florida as soon as I graduated high school. So I went to Marist College first, which only had an environmental science degree, and the environmental science degree really didn't have anything to do with animal psychology or animal husbandry or anything like that. So, so that was kind of difficult. And then I transferred home for a semester, and then I went down to Florida and started with marine biology. So I was a marine biology major, and again, the page full of science courses that have absolutely nothing to do with animal behavior and animal psychology, and I just wasn't that focused. So I didn't understand, why do I need biochemistry? Why do I need chemistry? Why do I need physics and all these more challenging classes? So so I switched to elementary education. I graduated with my elementary education degree, but when I graduated, I didn't want to be a teacher at that moment. So I went into outside sales, which was a great experience because I learned about commission-based outside sales, going door to door. I was selling like ticket Discovery Cruises. So Discovery Cruises down in Florida had like pamphlets of tickets. So I was that's what I was doing. I was outside sales for 6 months. But because of my teaching background, once I became manager and had people under me, then my teaching persona, I started focusing on teaching them, and my sales went down, and then I was, kind of not doing as well as I was. So back then, 22 years ago, I saw an ad in the paper, and looking for a dog trainer position. But they were looking for a dog trainer position, and they were looking for a salesperson for the dog training programs. So I applied, and of course, because of my sales background, they wanted to hire me for the dog training sales, like selling the programs. But I said, look at my education background, and this is what I want to do. I want to do dog training. I want to be trained, and that's how it all started. So 22 years ago, no, actually it was 23 years ago. So 23 years ago, I got trained for a whole entire month, and learning and reading books and going out with like other dog trainers. And then they just threw me out and said, go, you're on your own and you're doing this. So I was dog training, absolutely loving it. And I was really nervous back then. You wouldn't notice it now, but I mean, I was extremely quiet and shy, and every single time that I would go up to a door and like knock on the door, my heart would be racing, and being inside. So probably like that first year, it was nerve-wracking. Once I got my hands on the dog, that was fine, but talking in front of the people, then I was definitely nervous. So I was dog training and absolutely loving it for about 2 years. And then once 9/11 hit, and the tragedy of 9/11, 2001, people didn't want to splurge at that moment on dog training. So my appointments went down and I didn't know what I was going to do. And the company that I was working for was like extremely slow, even though they were a very big dog training company. So, so I knew I had to do something else. So I pivoted from the dog training, and I took my education background, and I had to renew my teaching certificate. So I had to take it like, a couple of courses. So in 2022, we're in 23. So in 2002, I started teaching, and then I learned about Montessori. So I started my master's in early elementary Montessori, and I got my Montessori degree. And while I was getting my degree in Montessori, elementary Montessori, then I was still teaching, and I was still dog training at nights and on the weekend. So that's why I say that, the whole 23 years, I have been dog training. So I was teaching for 5 years until 2006, because that's not what lit me up. I didn't enjoy waking up in the morning and I listened to my intuition. And in 2006, I resigned from teaching. And by 2007, I was dog training full time, and I started my own dog training company in the summer. Yes, in the summer of 2007. So since 2007, I have been training dogs, and had my own company, and it brings me so much joy. It brings me so much joy to keep dogs in their forever home and have the ability to bring peace to the home, because so many people have called me up at their wits' end, and they're like, I'm getting rid of this dog. You're my last resort. And if this doesn't work, that's it. I'm done. So I'm like, no, do not get rid of your dog. So I have kept so many dogs, thousands of dogs in their forever home. And I'm so grateful that I have been able to keep dogs in their forever home. So there's been challenges, of course, but you know what? It's more challenging to train the people than it is to train the dogs. And it's interesting because I was the one that was up for that challenge. And when I was younger, I wanted to train all the aggressive dogs. to get that like adrenaline rush and totally transform them into loving, playful dogs that people love, and either getting them adopted or allow, like, you're just stopping the aggression from other dogs or people, or walking in the neighborhood. So it's definitely been extremely rewarding, 100%. And 2020 was an amazing year because I pivoted to the online space, and in 2010, I started recording videos to start I think maybe like an online dog training app or something. I don't even remember, but well, like in 2010, we recorded a bunch of videos, and I don't know, for some reason it didn't work out. We didn't follow through on like everything that was needed. So my mission from 2010 to 2020 was to create passive income and allow people to be purchasing my videos worldwide, all about dog training. And COVID was the perfect opportunity for me to pivot to that online space and take that opportunity of being home. I loved it. I really, really loved it. Instead of me being out and about on the road in my mobile office, missing out on so much time with my family, with my friends, with my beautiful son. I've unfortunately missed out on those little milestones because I started dog training and going back to work after 4 months, and 4 months out. Once my son was 4 months old, I went back to dog training, and there was some whole entire weekends that I didn't see my son because we had appointments on Friday night, we had appointments all day Saturday into Saturday evening, and then by Saturday evening he was asleep, and then we would see him on Sunday. And that's not fair. That's just not fair. So I took 2020 to build my online courses, and I have a free online course, and then I have other courses. So it's in the description, so you can check that out. And it's just it was a perfect opportunity for me to see what's possible, because I got that taste of being home more, and I like it. I like it, and I'm honing in on being able to create uh, create my income from my online courses by doing boot camp dog training programs, which is where I take the dogs for normal boot camp training is 1 week, for like a 1 week boot camp, a 2 week boot camp, or a service training. So the service training is 3 weeks, and then that's like more extensive. To main service training that I do is the mobility, helping with mobility, PTSD, helping children with autism, and being their support. Um, and uh, and then in 2021, I was introduced to the Freedom Era, which is an amazing company that has aligned with Enagic, which sells Kangen water machines, and they are absolutely wonderful. And I have been correlating all of it to teach people how important it is for not only ourselves, but our animals to drink clean water. And there's over hundreds of things that you can do to um, use the water and reduce the plastic waste. And it's great for the environment. And um, my mission is to bring people on my team to teach you how amazing this community is, to eventually lead up to making legacy income, where once you hit a certain rank, then for the rest of your life, you will get a bonus every single month. And when you pass, then you can will it off to your children. So it's absolutely amazing. It's a beautiful company. I would love to have you on my team. And this is my reason. This is my reason for creating the Dog Mystic Show. So normally, I'm not going to say that it is only going to be 15 minutes, because if the interview with the person is going absolutely amazing, then I'm just going to, we're just going to vibe and keep it going. Of course, it's not going to be like extremely long, but today's a long video just because I want to introduce myself, introduce exactly what I'm doing. And my mission is to keep dogs in their forever home by teaching people how to train their dogs without treats, and to teach people the importance of drinking clean Kangen water and reducing the plastics, helping the environment, and you can clean your whole entire house with just the water. So it's beautiful. So if you want more information about the Kangen water, let me know. And I look forward to this new venture. So welcome to the Dog Mystic Show. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. So I'm going to try my best to get on by 8 o'clock. If it's recorded, then yes, it's going to be on at 8 o'clock. But going live, it's going to be anywhere from 8 o'clock to 8:15. So thank you so much. And wherever you're tuning in from, have a wonderful day and night. And I will see you soon. So welcome. Bye.